That's the babiest burp I've ever heard. Do it. Try again.
No, I will puke.
Welcome back to Beach Theory. Today, you guys, we are in a new place, but you can't even really tell because it's just a wall and us and a couch. And
guess what? We moved.
This is actually a window to our backyard.
Yeah, that's actually our backyard now.
So you're looking through the window of our wall. Isn't that gorgeous?
Our kids are reclining on those recliners. Just kidding, they're not. So we left off.
Oh, to those watching this on YouTube, they get what we're saying. Those listening online or on podcasts, sorry, there's a picture of a beach behind us.
And it's totally not a window. But it's funny.
But we did just move, and we're in a new home.
And nobody knows it yet.
And it's amazing. Well, at least at the time of this recording. By the time this video goes up, it will be common knowledge.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's exciting.
Yes,
so
exciting.
I think we're going to probably do a podcast later, like at the end of this whole process.
Sure.
Because I definitely want to document like just how crazy this whole process of buying this house has been.
Yeah.
But for today, we have a treat because we're talking about our youngest born.
Our youngest, not youngest, right, that's in my belly right now.
Actually, by the time this video goes up, I guarantee
we'll have another baby.
Little Beach Junior will be born.
Cute. But currently we are talking about when Charlie was born. He's he's almost 4.
Wow.
That's a big gap for us. We've been having our kids each 22 months apart up until this.
He's almost 4, which means he's only 3, a little over 3. Yeah. And if we're talking about his birth today, that means we're within the last 3 years of our life at this point in the podcast.
We're catching up.
We started at 10 years ago. And then every episode we've gotten slowly closer and closer and closer to the point of being like today. You know what I mean? So we've done 7 years worth of our history up to this point. That's crazy.
So we left off. I had just won the creator conference. We got back home. Michael's waving.
Sorry. No. Charlie, go. We're recording.
I hear my name.
Go.
I hear my name.
Charlie's like, I heard my name. I want to know what's going on.
I want to come in.
I want to get the intercom. Okay, someone come get Charlie because we're trying to record a podcast.
We should probably get a babysitter for this so that we can make sure that they're all taken care of.
What kind of? There's like 100 people downstairs. Are they all slacking off, just goofing off right now? They should be working. Like, why not? I'm calling Jessica right now to come get Charlie. Hey, go downstairs and watch movies. Okay, I'm gonna have Jessica put on Lego Movie for you. Hey, can you come? Can you put on Lego Movie in the theater room for all the kids right now? Sure. Thank you very much.
The Lego Movie.
Okay, bye. Lego Movie 2. Charlie, go watch. This is we got some sneezing going on. This is what it's really like trying to film. Anything.
This
with
is
4
real
kids.
Life.
It is much worse. That's true. We're so spoiled because we have so many people around us all the time helping us to watch kids and to babysit.
We pay for it, but we're still spoiled in that we pay for it.
Ellie, she's fine. She's quiet.
Yeah.
Charlie, go watch the movie.
Okay, so anyways,
we were talking about Charlie.
We were actually talking about Charlie. Now he's giving us a funny face in the window, like you're talking about me.
What a cute kid. So Shay Carl announced that you were pregnant at the All-Star Creator Conference, and that was kind of started the ball rolling. But what was pregnancy like with Charlie?
Pregnancy with Charlie was, compared to this pregnancy, way easier.
Charlie's was easier?
I think so.
Hey, Corbin, Jessica's going to put on Lego Movie 2 in the theater. Go take Charlie and go watch it.
Hey, at least Corbin was like...
Corbin's excited. He
understands the value of that.
He gets the idea. But yeah, so you were working out for a little while during your pregnancy with Charlie.
Before the pregnancy, I took 2 months of vigorously doing my very best workouts and trying my hardest.
You had a personal trainer?
I had a personal trainer, and I ate perfectly, and I got down to my high school weight.
Which is?
It was, I think by the time I got out of high school, I was like 125, and that's what I got down to. Yeah, so I've felt pretty good.
Yeah, you were doing great.
Yeah.
And then you went and got pregnant.
And then I went and got pregnant, which everybody told me, what are you doing? You're going to ruin your body again.
Who told you that? I don't remember anybody telling you that.
My family. They were just like, wait. Well, they didn't say it like that, but they were kind of like, wait, you just lost all that weight and now you're getting pregnant again? And I was like, it's the right time. It feels right.
Well, it's worth it for Charlie. It's such a sweet.
Yeah.
I'm glad
So,
he did.
the pregnancy was actually, I think it was pretty good compared to this pregnancy. This pregnancy has been really hard.
I do remember you being like, you threw up like once or twice with Charlie.
Yeah, not
It
too
wasn't
much.
a lot.
Yeah.
And we filmed a lot of videos. You did pregnancy vlogs on your channel, Pins and Things at the time.
Pins and Things.
So you did like weekly updates with how
Yes.
the baby was doing. And we moved during your first trimester?
We did. I think it might have been
Between the
second.
first and second trimester. Because it was in the spring.
Yeah, I would say it was second because we got back and I was 11 weeks pregnant from
Gotcha.
Creator Conference.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then we moved
So
when I wasn't 8 months pregnant.
So now why did we
Like
move?
this one?
The house we were in, it was kind of like a small little rental at the top of a
Yeah.
hill. We had a quarter acre.
Uh-huh.
Is that what it was?
And honestly, I just felt like it was time. I was like, I will typically say prayers in the morning, and
We had one bedroom for all the kids.
we had two technically, but one of them was in the cat basement.
Well, the kid didn't live there all the time. It was only there when we moved into the
Yeah,
house.
but it was scary.
I think we used that basement for filming. And my office, I had my computer down there, I
Yeah.
remember. And I had
Editing.
editing software, and we had like some backdrops for filming in the basement.
Yep.
And then there was that weird shower in the middle of the laundry room.
Oh my
That was
goodness.
also in the basement.
I think the house was built in the 60s. It literally had all these windows that went to the garage and a shower that was right next to the washer and dryer
A
randomly.
shower head and knobs on the wall, like someone had
Like-
used it as a shower.
There was no tile, nothing to make the water go in the right place. It just would go everywhere on the
cement
floor.
floor.
And it was like, who built this?
That's
This
weird.
doesn't make any sense.
And then we had upstairs, we had our bedroom, and then we had a kid's bedroom. And so
Yeah.
James and Ellie and Charlie, or Ellie and Corbin, were all in that one bedroom.
Yeah.
And then we had a kitchen with no dishwasher, and that was pretty miserable.
We hated that.
But I think when we got that house, we were desperate.
There was nothing
I was
else.
unemployed, remember?
Yeah, we told all of the story.
We told about that in an earlier episode, and we were
Yeah.
desperate to get something, and so we moved into the house. We were there for a year,
It
and then
wasn't
we were like
what we
ready
really
to move
wanted.
somewhere.
We were there not for a year,
Like 10
8
months.
8 months. And then I broke contract and said, hey, do you think it'll be okay
I thought we moved out
if I
in April,
move?
but we moved in like July.
Uh,
So we were there for like 9.
something like
I remember
that.
it was almost a year.
Yeah,
It
we
was
weren't
a
quite
year
there,
contract.
but we broke the contract, and that was frustrating for the
Yeah,
landlord.
they did not like that at all.
They wanted to sue us. That's scary.
But the thing is, like, we knew the manager of the rental
no,
properties.
we talked to the.
So the owner was mad. His lawyers were mad. But the manager of the property
Said we
liked
could
us
do
a
it.
lot.
And that's why we did it.
And
And
we
then he
left
said,
we
"Go ahead."
we
Sorry.
we cleaned the house perfectly. It was spotless, like
left it
way
nicer
nicer
than
than
we
when we
left.
moved in.
Yeah.
And I think a huge reason why they were like, okay, just let him go, was because it was immaculate.
there was no
and we were good
malintent.
tenants. We weren't trying to mess them up.
Yeah.
And so they ultimately said, okay, fine.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
No, we were just friends with the manager, but the owner he actually wasn't that mad at us, but he had vicious lawyers.
Yeah, his lawyer did not.
Because he has a lot of rentals. And the lawyers were like, we're going to take these people down. Like the lawyer was so ready.
Yeah,
and
it's crazy.
I guess they had lots of meetings with lots of people all about us
Yep.
moving out a couple months early. And which is interesting and scary.
It's kind of weird.
What would we do as landlords now?
I'd sick my manager on him and he'll take it. I don't know. Have mercy. I would have I like to think that I would have mercy.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly though, like if they left the house in pristine condition
Yeah.
and they were like really good tenants the whole time,
Yeah.
like, you know,
Prorate They're, I don't know, something. We would figure
Just
it
don't
out.
be a jerk.
But I don't think we would sue them.
Right.
Anyway, so we left. We found a much bigger house.
Out in the country.
The biggest house we'd ever owned.
Well, because I'd been
/
working.
anyone in my family had ever been in. Owned.
Right, because I'd been working full time for a year at this point.
Owned.
So we had a little bit of a savings. We had a little bit more credit. And we had a rental history.
Yep.
And so we were in a much better position to look and
rent
find
whatever house we wanted to rent.
what we actually wanted. And so we moved into this house out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I loved it.
It was great. And we had like a little, we had a little backyard and it was maybe a quarter acre.
Mm-hmm.
But then from our backyard on was all cornfields.
And we loved that.
And it was really cool.
No neighbors, just corn.
And we had a bedroom for us. And we had a bedroom for the boys. And Ellie still shared a room.
No, she had her own room.
Which room was she in? I can't remember.
A little pink one at the top of the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
Those weird wallpaper.
I forgot about
there
that.
There was plenty of rooms in that house. All of the kids could have had their own room, but they were so young and we didn't want them to have their own room. And we only had 3 kids at that point.
Yep, we had the 3 kids. James and Corbin shared. Ellie had her own room. There were 2 masters. And at different times
one
in that
upstairs,
house,
one downstairs.
Sometimes for half of the time we were there, we lived in the upstairs master, and the other half we were in the
Mm-hmm.
downstairs master.
No heater in the upstairs master or AC in the upstairs master.
Mm.
So that was hard to live in.
But if you watch the beach house vlogs, we filmed a lot in that house.
Oh, there's
tons
of videos in that house. It's the house where we made the giant bubbles on the floor in the kitchen dining room and spun all around and had so much fun.
That was fun.
That was a good house.
We filmed 2 music videos in that house too that were really fun.
Oh, really fun.
What's that mean?
Are you talking about my gender announcement video? Because that might be 3rd then.
That's the thing. I forgot about that.
What music videos are you talking about? Lip sync videos? Yeah. Oh.
I was thinking about the 2 lip sync music videos.
Yeah, those were really fun. Now they're like copyright infringement, totally.
Totally. We'd never do that again.
No.
But your pregnancy gender reveal for Charlie was hilarious.
Hilariously bad.
She wore this tight black leather
I was just
suit.
At that point, it was like, do whatever you want for YouTube and push the boundaries and
we were
embarrass yourself.
YouTube
it didn't even matter. We were just no, we just got to try everything, which is how we have survived on YouTube, by the way.
I think you probably were still below 10,000 subscribers or right thereabouts.
Yeah.
On Pings and Things. And that was our best channel. Pings and Things. I think the beach house was probably under 1,000.
Yeah. We were both. It's so funny because
we were tiny back then.
We look at it and we're like, wow, we were in my mind, I'm like, we were big.
Right. At the time we thought we were all that.
And now I'm like, oh, we had no idea.
But we were trying to get a viral breakout hit.
Yes. With every
video. And so we were doing the most weird things.
Yep. And that one, I was like, no, I want to do this. And they're like, are you sure? Are you sure? And I was like, I want to do it. And I finally did the gender reveal video.
You wanted to.
Oh, I wanted to.
Yeah.
And I did it all in one day. Just wrote down everything.
Doop, doo, doop, 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 doop.
And then I made the video. And
I'm so pregnant, just watch.
And everybody was just so embarrassed for me. Really embarrassed for me. Cody's laughing so hard because this is his most embarrassed. He loves that this is so embarrassing for me. Well, I'm gonna share his most embarrassing moment.
Probably in the next episode.
So stay tuned because you'll love it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
we should include during this YouTube
little
video
clips of it.
So yeah,
that's a great idea.
If you're just listening to this, you're gonna miss out because if you watch it on YouTube, Beach Theory, you'll be able to see.
Just don't listen to it. You can watch it. Just don't listen. Just kidding. You could do whatever you want.
I'll include only a couple seconds of audio. The most will just be the video of you dancing.
So funny.
And then there's the video of you and Ryan dancing. Oh wait, that was later though. That was after Charlie was born, right? Of you and Ryan dancing inside the pants for the.
Oh yeah, that was a lip sync battle one too.
Florida video.
That would be funny. We should. Charlie was.
Yes, he was because this is born. Yeah, okay. That was way later. Okay.
Yeah, but those were some of the videos that we can remember that were
Good
filmed in that
times.
house.
Good. And we filmed a lot of Pins and Things videos. We had like
Yes.
a solarium in that house. That was really
Our
nice.
most viral video of all time was filmed in that house.
That's right. The one that's
The
got like
baby zombie
63 million
maternity.
views on Pins and Things.
Yep, baby zombie maternity costume is what we called it, and I didn't even want to film it
That's
because
right.
Michael's like, I love The Walking Dead, and I'm like, I hate it.
Speaking of Charlie, he was the star in
He
that
was
video.
the star before he was even born.
We filmed 3 pregnancy maternity costumes in one day
Yep.
for Pins and
And
Things.
they all did really pretty good.
They all did really great.
The only one that did really, really good was the zombie
You did
one.
a basketball,
I painted.
belly.
Actually, Ryan painted my belly because I couldn't paint my own belly.
and then you did a Miley Cyrus wrecking ball.
I came in like a wrecking ball with a Barbie hanging on a chain
On a
on
chain
my
around
necklace,
your
making it look like the Barbie's sitting right on my belly. And I cut out a black shirt with a silver one underneath, so it looked like the Barbie was sitting on a wrecking ball.
And her belly
And
was the wrecking
we made the
ball.
Barbie styled like Miley Cyrus. It was so funny.
And we tried to make her nude, but we didn't want her to be totally nude, so you made like white tape
Yeah,
around.
she had that outfit too in that music video, so it totally worked.
Okay, good. But that was fun. And then
I'm
yeah,
having a contraction.
I have a contraction. Oh, babe. She's 35 weeks pregnant right now. A couple days ago, we had a really close call and went into the hospital because she was having contractions for like 6 hours straight. Literally any day, she could
I'm gonna
have to go into the hospital and have this baby.
This
And
hurts.
so while you're breathing through that contraction, just breathe. You had a couple close calls with Charlie before we filmed those maternity costumes.
Yep.
I think we went to the hospital twice because we thought you were about to have the baby.
Yep.
And if you had,
I'm done with my contraction, by the way.
okay, if you had the baby, we never would have filmed those maternity costumes, which means that zombie baby maternity costume never would have went viral, and we never would have made all the money
It
off
makes
of
me
it.
think, what video am I not filming right now?
That the baby's
could
waiting
be-
for.
Yeah.
That's a really good question. It could be the house tour videos that we're trying to get done quick for the mansion.
You know,
here.
babies come when they're ready to come and when it's the right time for them to come.
Yeah.
Even if we don't think it's the right time for them to come.
Even if it's not the right time for us. Well,
Yeah.
Charlie came at just the right time.
He did. So
and it was amazing.
So we were about a month or two, a few months away. It was right after the creator conference. One of our viewers that watched
Yeah.
reached out to us and said, "Are you going to CVX Live?" And we were like, "What is that?"
We don't even know what
We
that is.
don't even know what that is. And they were like, "It's this YouTube convention that the Board Shorts brothers are putting on, and they've created it. It's just to celebrate YouTube, and they want to have lots of creators there and stuff." And they were like, "Are you gonna go? Because we really want to meet you." And we're like, "Oh, we'll see." So like, now thinking back to it, I was so starstruck. I looked up. I don't know how I looked this up, but I found the contact information for their studio.
Maybe you went to the CVX website.
Oh, I might have done
and you were
that.
like, "Hey, we're creators. We want to be featured at CVX Live."
And I talked to Dave from Board Shorts.
So are you wanting to talk about CVX in this episode?
Well, how much longer? How long have we been going?
We've been 18 minutes. We could talk about it in this episode.
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah. Let's
it's
talk
not.
about it. Let's leading up to the day of and the birth. Let's talk about that.
Wait, I don't understand.
The day of CVX and the
So
birth.
we're not going to talk about CVX or the birth?
Well, let's just talk and see what happens.
I think it'd be easier if we focused on the birth and Charlie, and then in the next episode we dove into
But they're
CVX.
so intertwined.
Well, they really are. But if we could separate them just for like...
We can't separate
Okay,
them.
I guess we're talking about both. It might be an hour-long episode. But she asked for it.
No, okay, so we reached out to Dave from Board Shorts, and
Well, we reached out to CVX in general. And
Yeah.
Dave contacted us and said, "Come on over to the office. Let's chat."
and I was like, well, first I called him,
Okay.
and I was able to talk to him on the phone, and I was
Oh.
literally like shaking. I can't believe it.
Well, this would have been...
talking to Dave from Board Shorts.
So other than meeting the Shaytards, This was your first experience?
Yeah, with somebody that I had actually watched and could recognize.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can't believe this. And we just had a really good chat over the phone, and I was like, hey, I'm going to be like 8 months pregnant. So he's like, do you want to have like stage time? What do you want? And I was like, well, maybe I could have the baby on stage. And I'm like, I
remember that.
Just joking around and stuff. And it was just really fun. We were able to get a good connection there. And then we set up a meeting, and we went into his studio.
And all this happened while I was working full-time still.
Yep. And I was super pregnant.
So I was like, oh, we're going
We even have a picture of us at his studio, him and his brother's studio, with me and you, and I was really pregnant.
Did I share it on Facebook or Instagram or something?
I think so, because I see it every now and then. And I think we shared it on Facebook because we were kind of proud of it.
I don't think I was even on Instagram back then.
It was Facebook, I think.
So it'd have to be Facebook.
Like, I think we were pretty proud of it, and we wanted to like tell our friends, hey, look who we got to talk to and meet with.
Because at the time, everyone's like, oh, you guys are just baby YouTubers. You don't know anything.
We had a lot to prove back then.
Yeah.
Or we felt like we had a lot to prove.
And so
Michael's looking up the picture
to meet someone famous was like, look at who we met. That's like a big deal. Like validating.
Very validating.
For all of our efforts.
Absolutely. It was just like, we earned this. That's how we felt at the time.
Yeah.
Like, we've earned it. Now it's finally happening.
Took us out.
All of the things that we've always wanted. So we met with him, and then we were like, he told us all these awesome tips. He's like, okay. Because we were like, we want to have the best booth there. And he's like, okay, you need...
Well, first he said, I can't feature you as a creator because you're not big enough.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
So he's like, you can't be a guest. You're too small.
I think we were at like 14,000 subscribers on Pins and Things.
At CVX we were. But in communicating to him, we were probably close to that. Because we weren't growing very fast back then. But he's like, you're not big enough to be featured.
Yep.
Sorry. But if you want to rent a booth as a vendor, and then decorate it and promote your channel, you can. Did we actually
rent it? Did we pay for it?
We paid for it, $150.
I did not realize we actually paid for that.
Yep, we paid $150 for that first booth.
I only laugh now because the bigger you get, you don't have to pay. Because they want you there.
Because they want you there.
You have to prove it when you're little.
When we were little.
Yeah.
And so we had to pay for a vendor booth so that we could promote our channel. I can't even find my photos.
Oh,
Facebook's always changing.
Anyways, so he gave us all these awesome tips. He's like, okay, if you want to have the best booth there, and I believe in you, I think you guys are going to grow. I think you're going to be big. And we were like, oh, that's like everything you ever want to hear when you're a small channel.
He's like, you gotta have something you could sell. Gotta have something that's for free. Gotta have some like
lots of things
cards,
that are free. Yeah,
do something interactive.
Something like autographs. You could do something that has your picture on it,
And so we're all like, okay, like writing all this stuff down. Like, okay, we're gonna have the best booth. And so we literally like just went to town.
Oh yeah, we got T-shirts. I designed them myself, and I had them.
We ordered them like 100 T-shirts. I think we had.
We made slime, and it was very messy and a bad batch of slime.
To give away.
We still brought it, and they still used it.
So
and
we
it
did
just
slime.
Exploded all over the place.
That was back in 2015.
Wow.
You were doing a lot of slime videos on Pins and Things, and so we're like, oh, this is the perfect thing. We can give away slime to viewers.
I need to do more of those nowadays. More slime videos.
Well, slime is still trending.
It's always trending. Slime is the best.
You started that trend.
I actually was one of the very first ones.
You were.
Because I remember I didn't even watch other people do it. I pulled it off of Pinterest.
Right.
I pulled recipes off of Pinterest because that was the only place you could find them.
Yeah.
And you couldn't really buy slime at that time either. It wasn't anywhere. It was like
it wasn't
non-existent.
as much of a phenomenon as
like,
it is today.
It was one of those old kindergarten projects that people used to do. And that's like the only way that people knew about it. And it was always with borax. Anyways, just interesting.
So we planned everything for our booth. We thought about all our decorations. We're going to have some costumes on display. We got a TV that we could put in our booth to be able to
We even were
do
like,
videos,
Instagram
slideshow.
Pictures. We need something that people can take pictures with, right?
Yep. And we had your whole family helping us out.
Or not Instagram. Facebook pictures back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instagram was around back then.
It was around, but
We just
not
didn't have
widely
one.
used, I feel like.
So so even your family helped us make a lot of the decorations and the plans.
Yep.
This was what, maybe a month before CVX?
Yeah, because I was like full throttle. I'm gonna make it to CVX, and I'm not gonna have a baby yet, and I'm gonna go there being super pregnant, and maybe my water will break while I'm there, and we'll be an internet sensation.
So CVX was on like the 6th and 7th or 7th and 8th of August. And you were due like the 20th or something of August.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, you'll be pregnant, but you'll be okay, and we'll be able to do this.
And up until this
only
point,
2 days.
with the other kids, we've only ever had the baby
a week
early. So we were not expecting what was about to happen.
That like literally the day before CVX, did you go to see the doctor, or you were just having a ton of contractions one morning?
I was starting to have contractions, and every single time that I started having contractions, you had to make plans from your job.
I had to leave
you had to be
work.
like, okay, I think this might be it. This might be it. This might be it.
The other 2 close calls
were at night. They were at night.
This was the first time where I actually like went to my manager and said, hey, I got to get off work. My wife's having the baby right now. And it was right first thing in the morning.
I just started having contractions.
So this was on August 5th. This is on Charlie's birthday.
Yep.
I was at work. I came home. I picked you up. We rushed to the hospital.
I was like, this can't be happening right now because I have so much work to do with CVX.
And I was working
full-time,
so I
want to go
help.
there so bad. And I didn't really make it to CVX.
So who met us at the hospital? It was your mom and Jessica and Shinaway. And your dad was there.
He wasn't standing in the room, I think, most of the time.
Was Lauren there for Charlie's birthday?
I can't remember
Jennifer
if we
was
had
there.
everybody there for Lauren's birth
No, Jennifer was
for
Ellie's birth.
Ellie's birth or Charlie's birth.
I know Jessica and Shinaway and your mom were there.
Yes.
Because Jessica and Shinaway held the laptop to do a live stream of Charlie's birth.
And we were saying, this is called, what was it? I can't even think right now. I can't even think right now about what word I'm trying to think.
Discovery Channel.
No, not that. I was thinking it was like, dang it. I can't even remember.
Okay.
Once the word pops into my head, I will say it again.
So we had you all hooked up, and the doctor came and checked you, and you were progressing.
And I was like, it's not happening today. It's just not happening today because the other times it hasn't happened.
So you assumed it was going to be another false alarm?
Yeah. I was so not ready mentally to have the baby.
Well, I had a feeling like I just knew it. So like all the filming was like, we're going to have the baby. It's happening today.
Yeah.
And I was like, I even got work off.
Well, you got work off,
making it happen.
and that put kind of pressure on me. I was like, oh no,
I have to have the baby,
or else I'm not gonna hear. I'm gonna hear about how I wasn't having the baby when he took time off. I mean, you have to schedule these things, and
when you're working full time, that's hard.
You know, yeah.
I wasn't working at a place that gave the husband
paternity leave
for paid. That would have been cool.
No,
I didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
So we got to the hospital and they hooked you up. You were progressing, and we're like, "Hey, I think you're gonna start pushing soon. You're getting really close to having the baby." And that's when we triggered the live stream to start.
Yeah.
And it was like literally a half hour from.
Is that even like up still? That live stream?
I don't know if the live stream's up anymore, but I do know that I was worried about it. And so I might have deleted it, but I think I downloaded it first.
So we probably still have it secretly.
We do have it
but
somewhere.
They haven't.
I don't think it's on YouTube anymore, but we do still have a copy of it.
So that's sad to me
Yeah,
because I just
too.
feel like YouTube has started to make so many rules and regulations that even the sweet things in life like that aren't bad have to be taken down because of the risk of them being bad.
Exactly.
But you know what?
Even
I
just
guess
the risk of people commenting bad. It's like there's
Yeah.
nothing bad in this video, but somebody might say something bad, so the video gets...
The frustrations of YouTube. We should have a whole episode of the frustrations of YouTube.
I don't know if I want to go there. Anyway, it was awesome.
Later.
The live stream was perfect. There was nothing bad shown. You did a great job giving birth. You're always such a good birth giver.
I'm a good birth giver. Yep.
Just went perfectly smooth, and little baby Charlie popped out. And how many pounds was he? 6 pounds? I think he was
6
small.
pounds something because he was 3 weeks early. I can't even remember. with James, I remember he was 7'11" or 7'10".
Right.
He might have been 7'10". I think I was 7'11" when I was born. But
Yeah.
with all the other kids, it's really hard to remember how much they weigh.
It's just too many kids.
Too many numbers. I already have to remember their birthdays.
So, and Charlie came out 3 weeks early exactly, but he was absolutely perfect in every way. He was such a little cutie.
Yeah.
I just remember him in a little cart, pushing him into the little nursery, and they were going to give him his first bath, and they gave him a little hairdo.
Little mohawk,
and he was just like the cutest little face. Like sometimes you see a baby that's born, and you're like, this is a weird looking baby. Or I'm not kidding. Like this baby, sometimes babies just look so unfamiliar that it's like they're strange to look at.
Well, some babies come out and they're like, their faces are very swollen.
Totally.
Because they went through childbirth.
Totally. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. It just is what it is. I just remember specifically looking at Charlie and being like, what a handsome little baby.
It's true. So cute.
Fresh out of the womb. Just a stud.
Fresh and cute. Well, he looked like Ryan to me.
He did.
He had like this face that I was like, what? He looks like Ryan.
He looked a lot like Ryan's when Ryan
Ryan was a baby. I was like, whoa, I have some strong genes, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, and what a little goofball he sure has grown up to be.
He's so funny.
And it was fun having all the other kids get to come and... No, they didn't come.
They did not get to come to the hospital.
So, like, the next day after you gave birth...
I think I went into a small postpartum depression.
Oh, you totally were. Because you were missing out on CVX.
I had prepared for it for months and months, and I was so excited. I felt like this was our big break. I felt like...
This is our chance. We're going to get big. We're going to meet a lot of people and get tons of new subscribers and
it
grow.
Just didn't...
And so you're like
I wanted it to.
Well, you're like, Michael, you have to go to CVX.
I said, you have to. I don't care if I'm in the hospital.
I left
it has to happen.
In the hospital with a newborn, alone. Yep. Nobody was with you.
No, because everybody needed to help
else
at
in the
CVX.
Family was at CVX. Me and Ryan and Andrew, Jessica, Shinaway, your mom, your dad.
You saying that just made my, a tear wanted to pop out of my eyeball. Like, really?
A single solitary tear. I remember you calling us and being like, I saw you guys on the news.
I saw them on TV. Yep, that was pretty cool multiple times. Because our booth was the most colorful, exciting, happening booth for a lot of that. There was people there always, so the news crews were like kind of filming and focusing on the booth, which I was so proud of. Yeah, I was so happy. Like, so I was
sitting
happy
in the hospital bed,
and I was sad.
This baby, just like, I
want
to be there.
I wanted to be there so bad, but I was so happy that we had a baby and that everything was fine and we had a good birth.
But you wanted your cake and you wanted to eat it too.
Yes.
So you came to CVX Live.
You said you hate that saying.
I do, but I like using it against you.
You hate it when I use it against you.
Yes.
But you like it when you use it against me.
Yes, because then you see how evil it is.
Wow. Michael.
So Charlie was a day old or 2 days old?
2 days old.
Charlie was 2 days old when you came to CVX Live.
Yep.
And...
Well, I wasn't... Everybody kept telling me, you're not going to make it. You're not going to come. You can't come, blah, blah, blah. And I was like... I'm doing what I want to do. I don't care what everybody else says. So I was like, Dad, is there any way? He was the only one that was kind of not at CVX some of the time.
Was he, because he was taking care of our kids, right?
Yeah, we had to have some people taking care of our kids. And so I think they were switching off a little bit. But Dad was the only one. By the time I was ready to come out of the hospital, the day I was going to go home, I went home. I found some pretty clothes that I could feel presentable enough in. And I was like, okay, Dad, bring me to CVX Live. A brand new baby. Literally the day that I got home.
Like the day you were discharged, you went home, you got ready to go, and you came to CVX Live.
Well, actually...
And this is on day 2 of CVX.
I think
I wasn't even there. I was at CVX Live when all this happened. I wasn't even at home to help you.
No, you weren't.
And not only did you come to CVX Live, but you made special shirts for the kids.
For all the kids.
To wear. That were
and we
beach
got
house shirts.
special pictures, or special shirts on, yeah. But I wanted to say, I actually think we got the timing a little bit off because I'm pretty sure I came home at night, the night before. And then the kids, we had a video where the kids got to meet Charlie for the first time. And Jennifer had cleaned the whole house while I was
If you
gone.
came home at night, then it was the first night of CVX.
Yeah, I think so.
So I came home from CVX to pick you up from the hospital and bring you home.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes. And then the next day, I said, Dad, bring me, and I'm taking Charlie, and he's going to sit in the car with you because I don't want anybody to see him. I'm not going to bring a newborn 2-day-old to a convention. Yeah, but I did, but I just didn't bring him in.
So you went in.
I went in.
And you could you were hobbling.
I could barely walk because I had just had a baby, but I was determined.
You amaze me,
I was
Rebecca.
like, I cannot miss this. I have worked so hard. And I remember hearing later from some of our friends in YouTube, like YouTuber friends, they were like, we were looking at Michael like, who is this guy that just leaves his wife on a hospital bed and comes to a convention while she's just had a baby? And they thought he was like rude. And I was like, no, he has to go. Like, they didn't realize that it was me.
They assumed that you were at the hospital. Oh, my husband left me for this YouTube event. And I'm just this selfish guy. But really, I'm like, and you're like, go.
You have to go because I can't go and we have to go.
So for the record, she made me do it.
I did.
It was all her.
It really was. It really was.
But it worked. It was a great event.
We realized we weren't the only YouTubers in Utah.
And we made a lot of friends. And we learned about the monthly YouTuber meetups that happen.
And it was so helpful.
We made some really good connections there.
It was so good. And I'm going to rewind just a tiny bit and then maybe we can be done talking about this. But
okay.
I, in the hospital, was so sad before I came out, like before I went home, before I got to go to CVX. By the way, I was only at CVX for 1 hour. Just 1 hour. I basically walked around the whole floor.
And then you
took
left.
some pictures.
You got closure.
And I left. I got to see the booth. I got to see everything. Make sure it was all running smoothly. And then I was gone because I couldn't be there any longer. And I had a newborn.
You couldn't walk anymore.
I couldn't walk. I had to go rest. I had to go take care of a baby. There was other priorities. But I had to at least see it or be there.
I have to say, I'm so happy that you're 100% invested in this with me.
Yeah.
Like, this is not my project. It's not your project. It's our project together. Yep. And you are 100% involved and invested and you care about it. That means a lot to me.
I think so. Like, I think that's good. I think it has to be that way because
I can't do this without you.
We have to do it together.
Yeah. We've had to learn a lot too because of that.
Also, there's been some YouTubers that I think I have watched in the past and their channels die out because they don't have support from their spouse.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's hard. It's hard because there's so much to it.
Yeah.
You know, you have to consider what people are going to always be saying about you in the comments, and you have to consider all of the rule changes and the policy changes with YouTube. Always, it can be so frustrating and so difficult. And
unless you have like a whole team of people that work for you, then you really need to have family support. It's like one or the other, but you can't do it alone.
Or if you can have both, that's the best scenario. And that's what we have.
And that's what we have. It's amazing.
Where we support each other from the beginning. We've been together, working it out, doing it together. We don't both do all of it. We kind of piece it out to each other, whoever does whatever better.
So I think probably the highlights from CVX were meeting other YouTubers, getting involved in the community, and we can talk more about that in the next episode.
Yeah.
But also, I think a couple people recognized us.
Yeah.
And that was amazing.
One person recognized me, and they said hi over, because I was actually FaceTiming a lot of the time.
Because she wanted to see
to be able to even be there. I was like, who's there?
So you're in your hospital bed, like holding up the phone, and I'm holding the phone and showing everybody.
I met Hey Kaylee that way. And I met a fan that way. And we were so proud and excited, and it was just so cool. It was cool. And I cried a lot when I was in the hospital by myself. I just cried and cried because I wanted to be there so bad. And you know, having a baby took a back burner on that.
And that's
because of the timing. You know, it was like, this isn't the most, I mean, yes, it was the most important thing in our life at that time, but I had built up CVX so high in my mind, and I knew it was important. It felt right. And so I just, not having the typical experience in the hospital where Michael was there with me the whole time and taking care of the baby and like,
which I really enjoy. I love being there, and I love helping out the entire process.
I feel safer when you're there because I'm wiped out and I can't do it all with the new baby. And
it just barely hit me that I totally was not really a part of Charlie in the hospital. But I'll get to be a part of this one.
Yes, I hope so. I mean, unless something crazy happens,
nothing else going on.
We're not doing CVX.
This is
right
it.
now.
This is priority number one. Well, that's
good.
it. I think that's it for today.
Yeah,
that was a really good one. We had a lot to talk about. CVX, Charlie baby boy.
I just hope everything goes really well with this baby's birth. Like that it's smooth and that my body does all the right things and we have nothing to worry about, and you can stay with me the whole time.
I'll be there.
Oh, good.
Okay, thank you guys so much for watching Beach Theory today.
Thanks for watching. What are we going to talk about next time?
What are we going to talk about next time? I haven't even given that any thought.
What happens next in our life?
Something good.
Okay.
Whatever it is. So we'll talk about that next time. But yeah, make sure to subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, or you can follow us on everywhere that podcasts are.
Yeah, and if you want to see pictures and videos of these things that we're talking about, like my horrific pregnancy and gender reveal that I am embarrassed about, that's probably my most embarrassing video on YouTube.
Not I like kids.
Oh
kids
no,
cool. I got
Cody, he got off scot-free.
No, that was the second year that he did that.
Oh, okay, then we'll talk about it. We'll talk about
because you were there more
the second year, and we'll talk about Cody's most embarrassing moment there because it's so funny.
We love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.
All right.
Do we say it? Pod the game? Is that the way we say it?
Pod the game.
Pod the game.
No.
Bye.